If your offer isn't selling, it's not because your audience can't afford it. It's not because you need more followers, and it's definitely not because you're not good enough. It's because you're selling a vitamin when she needs a pain pill. And I'm going to show you exactly what that means and how to fix it. I'm Trish, and if you're new here, I'm a labor and delivery nurse who built a multi-7-figure business serving mamas, not other business owners. And I've taught over 15,000 students how to understand their birth and have a calm labor. And now I'm teaching subject-led experts, nurses, doctors, and doulas, and other women how to sell to real people with real problems. And today I'm going to show you the one distinction that separates offers that sell from offers that just sit there. It's not whether or not it's a good offer. By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly how to turn your nice to have offer into I gotta have it right now offer. And trust me, your bank account will thank you. So let's get into it. So let me tell you a story about one of my clients that I worked with in 2023, I believe. We did some one-on-one coaching, and she was a sleep consultant. She's incredible. She has tons of experience, certifications, helped out dozens of families. She knows her stuff inside and out. She comes to me and she had been posting consistently on Instagram for 6-7 months. She has an in-person practice that's killing it. Her content was good, educational, helpful. I want to say she had about 2,000 followers, not fantastic engagement, but she just wasn't making sales. And she was super frustrated because she was tapped out in person. And she started to wonder, like, am I going to be able to do this online thing? So we walked through her offer. She pulled up her sales page. We looked at her content, and she had it positioned where it was like, yeah, that's nice to have. Like a new mom would be looking at it, right? So she's talking about age-appropriate schedules, gentle sleep training methods, and it was beautiful. Like it was laid out beautifully, beautiful landing page and all of that. But then I asked her this question. When a new mom calls you or does a consultation or reaches out to you, what does she say to you? And she said, they're usually exhausted. I haven't slept more than 2 hours in a row in 4 months. I fell asleep at the red light yesterday. I'm losing my mind. I can't think at work. And her offer, on the other hand, not exactly her offer, but her messaging that led to her offer is talking about healthy sleep habits and gentle methods. And I'm thinking, like, this mom is exhausted. She's not thinking in terms like that. She's not lying awake at night thinking about healthy habits. She's laying awake, like freaking out because she almost crashed her car because she's exhausted. And we started to flip the script, and she realized she was talking in a way that does not land with an exhausted new mom. A new mom is looking for survival. She wants to survive, right? So Sarah's offer was being positioned as, oh, that'd be nice to have, but it wasn't doing it in a way where this is going to land with this mom, because they're not thinking about sleep science and schedules. What they're thinking is, I need help. How can you help me? And they're probably Googling at 2 a.m. how to get my baby to sleep right now. She needs relief right now. She needs someone to tell her how to survive tonight. So we rewrote some of the messaging. We didn't change what she delivered. It was the same program, the same content, the same process, but we changed how she was talking about it. So instead of saying something like, developing healthy sleep habits for your baby, instead, we say something like, get more than 2 hours of sleep in a row without letting your baby cry it out. Start tonight. Do you see how we gave a timeline? Like now when this mom is scrolling, she sees, I can get help right now. That's really what they care about. They care about outcome right now. And that changed everything for her content and how she was growing on social media and getting more online clients than she had in the previous 3 months. Nothing about her offer changed. Nothing about her content changed. And I know your brain is probably like, great, I have to change everything. I don't have a pain pill. I have a vitamin. No, you probably have a pain pill, but you're going to stop selling it like a vitamin. And that's all to do with your messaging. So what I've learned after combing hundreds and hundreds of pieces of contents and sales pages and messaging, the principle that most business coaches will never teach you because they've never actually built a consumer brand. It's totally different when you're selling to an entrepreneur. But when you're selling to a consumer, your offer must solve an urgent, active problem, not a future problem, not a, oh, that'd be nice to improve, but an urgent pain that they're feeling right now. Business owners will invest in vitamins to prevent things. They're going to buy a course that says scaling to 7 figures, even if they're making $1,000 a month right now, because they're thinking strategically about the future. But a mom, a parent, a real person, they buy when they're hurting. They buy when they need it, when they're scared, when something is urgent right now and uncomfortable right now. And this matters because this is an extra layer of marketing that other people do not get. Because if you're selling to mamas, especially your sleep consultant, a feeding specialist, a postpartum doula, a family photographer, a parenting coach, you need to understand this distinction. Pain pills get bought around the clock. Vitamins get added to the wish list and forgotten. I want you to think about that. If someone said, and they pulled out and they said, take this vitamin because 36 years down the road, 36 years from now, you're going to have more hair on your head than you would have if you had not taken this vitamin, right? While they have a luxurious amount of hair, they don't care. But let's say they're losing hair right now and someone says, take this pill and you'll stop losing hair. That is the difference between a pain pill and a vitamin. So how do we figure out if your offer is a pain pill or a vitamin? And more importantly, this is the most important, how do you turn it into a pain pill if it's not? So I'm going to walk you through the exact audit that I do when I'm auditing someone's Instagram account or their messaging or their sales page. I want you to ask yourself this question. Would my BFE wake up at 2 a.m. thinking about the problem that my offer solves? If the answer is no, you're selling a vitamin. So, how to get toddlers to eat vegetables. Yeah, I kind of want that. But what I really want is to stop having mealtime meltdowns every single night. Build a better relationship with your teenager. What about repositioning that? What to do when your teenager rolls their eyes and slams the door in their face, right? And you're terrified that you're not going to have a relationship with them. Like, what are these parents really feeling? And you want to position that. So even like I've worked with a newborn photographer and she had these newborn photography packages, right? And she explained them. But what is more important to these moms, capture these precious moments before your newborn phase is gone forever. They're only this tiny for 10 days. So we make it succinct and make it what this mom is really thinking about right now. Hopefully you see the difference. The pain pill version speaks to the active, urgent, emotional problem she's experiencing right now. So I want you to take another step forward, this step 2. I want you to look at your offer messaging and count how many times you use these words. These are vitamin words, okay? Prepare, prevent, plan, improve, better, optimize, someday, eventually. Pain pill words are like stop, fix, survive, escape, relief, right now, tonight. Finally, if your messaging is more full of vitamin words, your offer feels optional. If you're using the pain pill messaging, with AI nowadays, like put this episode into AI and ask AI to help you position your offer as a pain pill. Pain pill messaging creates urgency. It speaks to the problem that she can't ignore. So if you want to really sell your offer, you have to change your messaging, not your offer. I have these women who come into the mastermind, into Content Mastery Mastermind, and all they want to do is make their offer better. There's something wrong with my offer. My offer isn't selling. I can't sell it. Like I'm talking about it all the time, Trish. I'm selling it every day, but it's not selling. Well, you know what? It's your messaging. It's a messaging problem, whether that's verbal, visual, if it's on your landing page or your content. But we have to really ask ourselves what happens if we don't position our offer as a pain pill, right? With a vitamin, the consequence is, I'm going to miss out on something. With a pain pill, the consequence is the pain continues or it gets worse. So if we had like a feeding consultant, the vitamin consequence is her baby might not develop the best eating habits. The pain pill consequence is your baby will keep crying through every meal. You're going to feel like you're failing your baby, and you're going to watch your other friends with jealousy because their kids are eating when yours won't eat a darn thing. Like, which one makes her pull out her credit card? And it's the pain pill messaging every single time. Now, I'm not saying like, hey, go out there and be a fear mongerer. Is that a right word? I think it is. I'm saying you need to be honest and really dive deep. The thing you should know better than anything is the pain that your BFE is experiencing. What is her main problem? And the only way you find that out is by asking, by spending time with them. This is why I teach my girls how to create content. The more content we create, the more conversations we have, the more data we have, and data makes decisions, and decisions make dollars. This is critical for when you're selling to moms. They're exhausted, they're overwhelmed. They don't have the bandwidth to like have to figure it all out for themselves. And they don't want to wait for a year. They want results now. If your offer takes time to deliver the full results, break it down into micro wins. Give her something she can implement here and now, today, that's going to make her feel better right now. So if you do that, let's say you have a 6-week long course or program, but you restructure it so that week 1 gives them an immediate strategy for winning. Then they get some relief and they can think straight. So, for us with our birth courses, we have a path. So if someone comes in at 39 weeks, we tell them what to do and we give them immediate wins. So as you're thinking about your offer and you're thinking, holy smokes, my offer is a vitamin, how do you turn it into a pain pill without having to do a whole bunch of back end, right? Without changing what you actually deliver? And the answer is pretty easy. The answer is you reframe the problem. You're not changing your content. You're not changing your process. You're changing how you talk about it. And that is like if let's say you're a postpartum doula. I have a lot of postpartum doulas. Get support as you adjust to life with your new baby. No, right? This would be, girl, I'm going to help you sleep for more than 90 minutes when you're so exhausted you can barely function. You want to position it. What is she really freaking out about, right? What is she really thinking of? We know what she'll go through, but we can't do it in a way where it's like our lingo or expert lingo. It has to be, how is she saying it? How is she expressing it? For the parenting coaches, build communication skills with your teen. Yeah, that's great. But how about stop feeling like you're disconnected with your own child that you gave birth to? Like, I'm totally riffing this, right? So same service, but we're framing it differently. And the pain pill version will speak to what a mom is really feeling. Now, I'm going to be super real. This is how I roll. It's hard to hear if you've spent months messaging and framing your offer, and then now you're listening to this, you're like, great, I have a vitamin. I know that because I've seen my clients wrestle with that. But there's also a moment where you're going to realize, okay, I can reframe it because it's not that my offer is wrong. It's my positioning. It's how I've been speaking about it. Because the truth is, you are able to switch your messaging in a moment. You can switch it in a moment. And it's all about looking at what you're saying and how you're saying it. And how can you pull out those things that will solve the problems for your BFE immediately or quickly, right? When you get so excited about your offer and what you think they want, you can really damage yourself. And I go back to this. When we created the VBAC lab, I thought that all of these VBAC moms were so afraid of a uterine rupture. And of course they are. But what they're really afraid of, and what I had to solve for them was doing all the work to have a vaginal delivery and ending up in the OR again. That's what they're really afraid of. And so when I was able to position the VBAC lab as the solvent to that pain, that's when it took off. Okay, let me bring this home because I'm getting ready to go to an event. But here's what I want you to remember. Number one, if your BFE would not wake up 2 a.m. in the morning thinking about the problem that you solve, you're selling a vitamin, or at least you're positioning it that way. Number two, moms do not buy prevention. They buy immediate relief. They buy survival. They buy solutions to an urgent problem. Number three, you don't need to change your offer. You need to change how you're talking about the problem it solves. And I want you to deep dive on this. Go to your sales page, read your offer description, ask yourself, am I speaking to her pain, or am I speaking to what I think she wants in the future? Because aspirations are beautiful, but pain is urgent, and urgent's what sells. So if you're ready to stop posting content that gets likes but doesn't get sales, if you're tired of hearing, I can't afford this right now, when you know your offer could change her life, if you're done with offers that sit while your bank account stays flat, join me in our next sold out offer challenge. 5 days live training. We're going to audit your offer together. We're going to talk about your messaging, rewrite it, and turn your offer into a pain pill. There's a link in the show notes, or you can go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO. Sold out offer, SOO. That's your cosmic slap on the booty, girl. Let's start selling your offer. As always, hit subscribe, follow, whatever it is. Share this with another business owner who markets to moms or parents or real people. And I will see you again next week. Bye for now.